The couple clearly owned billions in assets, yet they deliberately disguised themselves as sanitation workers. All because moments ago they had found their long-lost son. To test his character, the father told the son he worked at a construction site carrying bricks and the mother was a street cleaner. Together they only made $2,000 a month. Then he carefully asked Tony if he would look down on them for having no money. But to their surprise, Tony didn't show the slightest disdain. Instead, he tearfully hugged them, saying as long as the family was reunited, nothing else mattered. The couple was deeply moved, and once they confirmed Tony had a good heart, they planned to hand over all their wealth to him. But before they could say anything, Tony told them he was getting married next month and wanted them to meet his fiancée. To test the future daughter-in-law's character, the father decided to keep their real identity hidden. When the three of them arrived at the hotel entrance, they were immediately stopped by the fiancée with a disgusted look. She asked Tony who they were. Upon learning they were his parents, she refused to let them in. Just as Tony was about to explain, the fiancée said, Tony was just a laborer. Her parents already didn't approve of him, and now he brought two lowly parents. So the marriage was definitely off. Tony was clearly upset, but the fiancé insisted, if his parents went inside there would be no wedding today. Seeing this, his parents offered to stay outside, but Tony firmly pulled them into the private room. As soon as they entered, the future mother-in-law mocked Tony for being 5 minutes late. Her best friend tried to defend him, but before she could finish, the fiancé's father-in-law noticed the low-class couple walking in and immediately told the staff to throw them out. Tony stopped them just in time and said they were his parents. The mother-in-law reacted with visible disgust, yet despite all the insults, Tony's parents kept smiling. Then they pulled out 2 bottles of wine worth $1 million each as a gift for the in-laws. But the future father-in-law glanced once, then threw them out without hesitation. The mother-in-law then demanded that if they wanted the wedding to happen, they had to buy a new house immediately. Tony's face darkened because they had agreed to work hard together after marriage to buy a home. But the father-in-law firmly declared, no house, no wedding. Tony's father then offered to use his savings to help buy the home. Instantly, the in-laws' attitude changed. They pulled Tony's family to the table to eat, and after dinner, they eagerly discussed house plans with Tony's father. Once he promised to cover it, they finally left satisfied. But Tony was worried that his parents couldn't afford such a house. His father reassured him, saying his lifetime savings would be more than enough, then said goodbye to him. After Tony left, the parents' assistant arrived in a luxury car. When the assistant heard the richest man was buying a wedding house, he asked if he should purchase the best property in the city, but the father said the in-laws were greedy, so to test them further, he instructed the assistant to buy a regular apartment nearby and send the address to Tony. But the next day, the assistant mistakenly sent Tony the address of their private mansion. To realizing their identity was about to be exposed, Tony's parents rushed to the villa. Meanwhile, Tony brought his fiancé's family to the address. They were stunned by the grandeur of the mansion. The fiancé was thrilled with the house, but just then her younger brother said something that shocked everyone on the spot.